Hey everyone, Sherman Chin here, and today I'm going to talk about the Apple iPhone 16, and it's a reaction video to Mr. Who's the Boss, who actually did this video on what he thinks. But I'm going to focus specifically about the improvements and, of course, artificial intelligence, since it's an artificial intelligence series. So, without further ado, let's just get started here. I'm going to cover this so you guys can see.
The iPhone 15s have the A16 chip, the iPhone 16s have the A18 chip, which means 30% faster CPU, 40% faster graphics, and 100% faster machine learning AI stuff, all with more efficient construction, which means the chip will use quite a bit less power for equivalent tests. And you know what? For today's fairly stable smartphone market, these are big improvement numbers, and considering that these aren't pro phones, the gaming experience is very impressive, which is also helped by a new thermal structure on the inside of the phone that gets rid of heat, allowing for 30% better sustained performance. But yeah, there's no beating around the bush. If there's one thing that Apple has made very clear about this generation of iPhones, it's that they want them to be known as the AI generation.
So, as he said, this is the AI generation, and it's great because my whole series is about artificial intelligence. But if you guys are buying an Apple iPhone 16, it's just an incremental update, as you can see. However, because it's been increasing and gradually updating its capability, I guess its battery life as well, and its processing power, then you can play more games now. I know Apple is not well known for games, but on the phone, they are pretty good, and just playing on the phone, I think it's kind of worth it. If you are looking to play games on Apple, then this is the best. But for AI, okay, let's just take a listen to this.
300 million iPhones around the world have not been upgraded in 4 years. So there's a ton of people out there who are due an upgrade, but are likely holding off until it feels like a big turning point moment. And Apple wants now to feel like that turning point moment with Apple Intelligence. So, what's it gonna let you do? Well, for starters, there's a base layer of Apple Intelligence sprinkled throughout iOS here. Things like, if you go into your email app, instead of the text by default just being the first few lines or whatever the email was, it'll now summarize the entire email's content. Things like cleanup to erase distractions from your photos, which is not something we haven't seen on other phones, but it does work very quickly and effectively.
So you can see here there's a lot of emphasis on artificial intelligence. Of course, this is all available on Android phones. Prior to this, you can even install apps to have like a summary of your emails. You can ChatGPT can do that. But the whole point of Apple is doing it in a very clean form, right? So you go and buy an Apple phone and you expect it to work with artificial intelligence, or what they call Apple Intelligence. So that's a good thing. And I think with Apple, it all comes down, it all boils down to packaging everything in a neat form factor, right? And I think now with Apple, they're trying to make it simple, yet they are like adding buttons to it, because on this Apple iPhone 16 there's the camera button plus the action button, so there are more buttons now. I thought it was going towards like less buttons, but then there are more buttons, so that's a bit of confusion there, I would say. But I think that with the software, at least they are going the way of AI, just like Android, and that's a good thing. So let's take a listen.
In my time with it. What I thought was really cool is reduce interruptions mode, which uses AI to silence most notifications, but then also allows what it thinks you need to see to still come through. This might well become the permanent mode that I keep my phone in. It's kind of like a lower risk version of Do Not Disturb. But is it good? Well, based on an early play around, I will say that it all looks very pretty. It seems like the way that Apple will signal that something is an Apple Intelligence feature is by making it glow, like this. And every one of these animations is beautifully put together. That said, in terms of the actual output, it doesn't feel like Apple Intelligence is doing much that others aren't already doing. All these features, like being able to proofread the messages you're writing and rewrite those messages in another tone, it's all fine, but it's all been done. And I'm not sure it's stuff that I use very often, to be honest. Like, I am a really casual messenger, so when I type things out to people, I don't use like, "Dear sir, I would like to inquire." I'm always like, what do you think to this? And Apple.
So there you go. The AI, there are still some tweaks to be made. You can't make it really informal. So if you're the kind of person who likes informal stuff, then maybe it's not for you. But overall, I would say based on just the artificial intelligence improvements, I would say the Apple iPhone 16 is a generation forward, except that this Apple Intelligence does not come with iOS 18 yet. So when you buy the phone, immediately it does not come with it. You still need to wait for the update unless you buy it later down the road. So again, like I said, Apple has been known to like package things really well. It's a brand they are selling. So if you are into the whole Apple ecosystem, you're gonna buy it anyway. But is it time for you to upgrade? Well, if you like artificial intelligence, then by all means go ahead. If not, and you don't see the point of it, then I guess not. But if let's say you are a kind of person who wants to test new things, you might as well buy an Android phone. And of course, the new Apple phone actually comes with the touch sensitive, like I said, the camera button. But you can see here my Huawei Mate 10 has that button already. So this is touch sensitive and you can swipe it, you can just switch it on. I mean, it's just one whole button, as you can see, just one button. And this was the future the last time with the Huawei Mate 10. There's no back or button, because you can just press this to go back, or you can just swipe it, right, for this to come out with all this that you can just close. So the one button thing works. I don't know why Huawei is not continuing with this, and I think honestly, if Apple were to go with this, they would sell it as something so unique. But right now they're just adding buttons. So if you guys are into that, please go ahead. So now before I end it, just check out my Kaiser Beyond knife. You can buy it from thomascruz.com.my or with my link down below. A very action oriented knife that you can use for display purposes when you do reviews like this, or of course when you cut your boxes and stuff. And of course, with the AI generation, there's a lot of data leaks, so be sure to use NordVPN, and you can support me by using the link down below again for NordVPN. Buy it for 70% off with my discount code, and I get a bit of commission there. Alright, thank you so much guys. I hope to see you in the next one. Please do remember to give me a like, subscribe, and click the notification bell. Alright, I'll see you guys. Take care now. Bye.